In ancient Chinese mythology and philosophy, the cosmos began in an undifferentiated state known as Taiji, the supreme ultimate. It was like a giant egg, all dark and blurry. Inside this egg, Pangu was growing and nurturing himself. After 18,000 years, Pangu woke up. Feeling uncomfortable in the dim and breathless surroundings, he grabbed an axe and broke the eggshell. With a big explosion, the bright and clear debris rose and became the sky, representing Yang, the upward, active, bright, expansive, exocentric, masculine, and releasing energy. Meanwhile, the dark and turbid debris descended and formed the earth, representing Yin, the downward, passive, dark, accumulated, introverted, feminine, and contracting energy. Pangu was happy with the clear and spacious world he had created. To prevent the sky and earth from mixing again, he stood between them. Over time, as he grew taller, the sky and earth separated further. Another 18,000 years passed, and Pangu, exhausted, fell. His left eye transformed into the sun and his right eye into the moon. His breath became the wind and clouds, and his voice became thunder. His hair and beard turned into the shining stars, and his head and limbs formed the 5 great mountains in China. His blood became rivers, lakes, and seas, while his muscles turned into mud and roads. His skin transformed into plants. His sweat became rain, and his teeth and bones became mineral treasures. The world became more colorful and vibrant. With the constant motion and mutual transformation of yin and yang energy, the 4 images were generated: greater yin, greater yang, and lesser yang. Later, by combining Taiji, the 5 elements or wuxing theory, the essence of ancient Chinese philosophy and cosmology was formed. After the amazing world had been created, under the clear sky and upon the vast, beautiful land, there came a goddess named Nu Wa. There are many different versions of her appearance, but the most common one describes her as a beautiful half-woman, half-snake deity. As she roamed the world, she found it overly tranquil. To bring life to it, she made animals out of clay. With a slight blow, they came to life and started to run around. Excited by her magic, she then modeled some human figures after her own face. These too came to life and entered the wonderful world. She found that these amazing creatures could talk and communicate with her, which made her so happy that she kept making more of them. However, making clay figures one by one was quite slow, so she found a strong twig and used it to whip the earth. Amazingly, the stirred-up clay turned into humans wherever it fell. Later, Nu Wa taught these humans to marry and reproduce on their own. In some legends, Nu Wa also invented ancient musical instruments and taught humans to sing and dance, ensuring they could not only survive but also live happily, achieving a balance between work and life. This new lively world seemed perfect. In the Grand Land there was an important giant pillar between heaven and earth called Mount Buzhou. Covered in snow and ice all year round, it was the only path for humans to reach heaven. One day, the whole world changed when Mount Buzhou was crashed by Gong. Gong, a deity with a human head, red hair, and a snake's body, was sometimes revered as the god of water. In other folklores, he was a lord of a huge tribe. There are 2 notable reasons for his crashing of the mountain. In some legends, he collided with the mountain accidentally while escaping a war with the god of fire or competing for the throne with another king. Another version records that he intentionally wanted to adjust the geographical landscape to aid agricultural irrigation. Whether viewed as an evil figure defeated in wars or a true hero who sacrificed to save people, after Gong's huge crash, the sky leaned to the northwest and the earth inclined to the southeast. As a result, the sun and moon began to rise from the east and set in the west, while all the water in China flowed toward the east and eventually merged into the sea. From that time on, the geographical phenomena in China followed these laws and never changed again. On the day when Mount Buzhou was crushed, a big hole appeared in the sky. The sky shook, and endless fire and floods devoured lives. Meanwhile, some monsters took advantage of the chaos and brought more disasters to humanity. Nuwa was devastated to see humans suffering. With the assistance of her magical guardians Teng She and Bai Shi, she fought bravely and defeated the evil monsters that had killed many people during the catastrophe. After defeating a giant magical tortoise that had caused a devastating flood, she cut off its 4 legs and used them as pillars to support the sky. Then she collected 36,500 pieces of 5-colored stones, refining them into a magical stone to seal the hole in the sky. Afterward, the world became peaceful again. Just as her origin, the end of Nuwa is also a mystery. In some legends and folklore, she is considered the sister or wife of King Fuxi. They are 2 of the great 3 sovereigns in Chinese culture who established and taught a series of basic etiquettes to people, forming a decent, functional society. Together, they raised 4 sons on the sacred Mount Kunlun. After they grew up, the sons went to 4 different places, guarding the 4 directions, managing the 4 seasons, and developing 4 huge tribes. Fuxi, the primogenitor of Chinese culture, was a deity with superpowers or, in some versions, an ingenious king of a big clan. Through his continued observation of nature, he discovered and concluded the movements of yin-yang and the 5 elements, creating the Tai-Chi and 8 diagrams theories. These are the most essential foundational ideologies of Chinese philosophy, mythology, divination, and Taoism. Imitating spiders' webs, he invented nets for fishing and taught people to keep livestock. From that time on, besides hunting, people were able to obtain more types of food and had better chances of survival. He named everything in the world, established family names, and set basic wedding ceremony rules, such as prohibiting marriage between close relatives and defining standard betrothal gifts. He established various positions, divided the land, assigned people to manage it professionally, and determined the dragon as the totem of his kingdom. Moreover, he invented musical instruments such as the zun and qin to entertain people and wrote songs to accompany those compositions. Today, many memorial activities are held near his mausoleum every year on the 18th of March of the Chinese calendar, the day believed to be Fuxi's birthday, showing people's gratitude and respect for this mysterious and exceptional ancestor of Chinese culture. Among the great 3 sovereigns of ancient China, besides Nuwa and Fuxi, was Shen Nong, the father of Chinese medicine. It is believed that Shen Nong had 2 horns on his head and a transparent body. This allowed the changing colors of his internal organs to be visible after he ate herbs and food. With his magical abilities, Shen Nong knew which plants were beneficial and which were harmful. He taught people to cultivate crops, improve agricultural techniques, and use herbs to cure diseases and intoxications. To save more people and learn more about botany, Shen Nong began to investigate herbs on his own. He tasted and recorded hundreds of plants, often getting poisoned in the process. During this period, he discovered certain types of tea that could be used for detoxification. Unfortunately, some years later, he was fatally poisoned by Gelsemium elegans. However, by then, hundreds of herbs and their applications had already been documented and taught to others, saving countless lives. In some legends, Shen Nong is considered to be the Flame Emperor, Yan Di, but in other versions, Shen Nong is a more ancient deity or an ancestor of the Flame Emperor's tribe. Today, there is a large area named Shennongjia, believed to be the place where Shen Nong tasted those herbs and departed thousands of years ago. In ancient times, people used to tie different types of knots on string to note important events. However, as the human population grew and kingdoms expanded, the knots became less clear and inefficient. Cang, a lord of a tribe or a historian in a kingdom, invented sophisticated signs based on the special characteristics and features of each item. These signs, known as pictograms, were the earliest Chinese characters. Following this extraordinary invention, people witnessed a rain of millet during the day and heard the cries of ghosts at night for several days. Some considered the invention an outstanding achievement worth celebrating, as it allowed all culture and history to be documented and well preserved. Others thought that as people's intelligence and knowledge expanded, so would their desires, leading to gaps, hierarchy, competition, fights, and wars. The millet rain could be seen as a celebration of this achievement, symbolizing more rapid progress in agriculture, or as a warning of impending hunger in upcoming battles. For the ghosts representing the dark and evil side, their behaviors would be recorded and disseminated permanently. Therefore, they cried because they could no longer fool and manipulate humans as easily as before. For further exploration of mythical mountains, seas, creatures, deities, and more from Chinese mythology, join us in our upcoming episodes.